All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about a piece of tech from Amazon that is causing some serious waves in AI automation. And look, let's forget all the usual hype for a second. This is about AI that actually gets things done, in the real world. So let's get into it.
I wanted to kick things off with this quote because honestly, it just nails it. This isn't some small incremental update we're talking about. No, this is a genuine shock to the system, a real turning point for AI. And in the next few minutes, you are going to see exactly why.
So here it is, the big question, right? We've all seen those slick demos of AI agents that promise to do everything for us, but then they kind of fall apart when they hit a real-world task. So what makes this one different? Well, that's exactly what we're about to unpack.
Okay, so the reason this is such a shock to the system is because it finally delivers on a promise that AI has been making for years. It's a fundamental shift. We're moving from AI as a simple assistant to AI as a true agent.
And this right here, this is the core difference. For years, our AI assistants have been great at talking. They can answer your questions, they can summarize an article, they can even write you some code. But an an agent doesn't just talk, it acts. It can actually log into websites, click the buttons, fill out the forms, and see a complicated task all the way through, from beginning to end. Now look at this jump in reliability. This is the whole secret sauce right here. Most AI agents out there today are, well, let's be honest, they're notoriously brittle. They break a lot. They fail more often than they succeed, barely even hitting 50% reliability. But Amazon's Nova Act, it's clearing 90%. And that, right there, is the massive difference between a cool demo and a tool you can actually build a business on. So how in the world did they pull off such a massive leap in performance? Well, it's not just about having a slightly better model. Nope, it's about a completely different way of building these agents from the ground up. Let's break down how they did it.
So the first key is this idea called visual reasoning. Now, instead of trying to read a website's underlying code, which, can change at any moment and break traditional bots, Nova Act does something much smarter. It just looks at the screen, just like you or I would. It identifies buttons and forms based on how they look and where they are. That makes it incredibly tough and resilient to all those constant website updates.
Now, the really crucial point here is that Amazon didn't just plug a smart AI into some existing tool. No way. They built and trained the entire system, the AI model itself, the tools for developers, even the browser it uses, all as one single unified unit. I mean, think of it like a Formula One team designing the engine, the chassis, and the aerodynamics to work in perfect harmony. They had these agents practice thousands of tasks in these simulated web gyms, where they learn to handle all the messy, unpredictable stuff you find online, like pop-ups and slow-loading pages. It's this all-in-one approach, this vertical integration, that makes it so incredibly robust.
But here's the thing, Nova Act isn't flying solo. It's really the action taker in a whole new family of AI models from Amazon, and each one is specialized for a different kind of job.
Okay, first up in the family is Nova 2 Lite. You should think of this one as the fast, super efficient workhorse. It's just perfect for all those everyday tasks, especially if you're a student or really anyone who needs to process information quickly without, breaking the bank.
And here is a perfect example of what it can do. You can feed it a long lecture video, and it won't just give you a simple summary. No, it actually structures that information for real learning. It'll pull out key definitions, find relevant examples, and it'll even create a little quiz to test you. It literally turns passive video watching into active studying. Pretty cool. All right, next up, we've got Nova 2 Pro. This one is the deep thinker of the family. It's built for those really complex problems, for logical deduction, and for explaining its reasoning step by step. So think of this less like an answer key and more like your own personal tutor. Instead of just spitting out the final answer, it breaks down the logic for you. It can even show you a few different ways to solve the same problem. This is all about teaching you how to think, not just telling you what to think. And finally, there's Nova 2 Omni, and this thing is a true multimodal beast. What that means is it can understand and process text, images, and video all at the same time in the very same prompt to create this unified understanding of really complex information. This is a massive time saver for, say, researchers, analysts, or content creators. It can watch a full video for you, pull out all the core arguments, pinpoint the key moments with timestamps, and even draft a quick summary that's ready to go for social media. It's just an incredibly powerful tool for distillation. So you're probably wondering, how do you actually use this tech? Well, Amazon's made it accessible for pretty much everyone, from curious beginners all the way up to huge companies, by offering two very different paths to get started. So on one hand, you've got the Nova Playground. It's this simple, no-code space where you can just give the AI a website and a task in plain English and just watch it go. It's awesome for just testing out ideas. Then, on the other hand, for the really serious business applications, there's the full developer SDK, that's a software development kit, which gives engineers all the power tools they need to build and deploy these robust, production-ready agents. So what does all this tech actually mean for real businesses? Well, this stuff is already transforming how work gets done. It's automating workflows that until now were just considered way too complex for any bot to handle. Honestly, the best way to think about Nova Act is as your new digital employee. Yeah, really. It's a reliable, tireless teammate that you can assign all those repetitive digital tasks to, and that frees up your human team to focus on the more creative, strategic work. And get this, even the pricing model is a total game changer. Instead of these complex, unpredictable costs, Amazon just charges a flat rate per agent hour, so only the actual time the AI is working. And crucially, this is the best part. If the agent needs to pause and wait for a human to approve something, that wait time is completely free. It costs you nothing. This makes building these hybrid human-AI teams not just possible, but actually really smart from a business perspective. And look, this is not just theory. Companies are already using Nova Act for absolutely mission-critical tasks. It's turning plain English test cases into automated scripts for software developers. In healthcare, it's navigating these super complex benefit forms for companies like Alvi Health, and it's boosting patient success rates by 30%. Now, that's not just a number. That means more families are getting access to the crucial benefits they really need. And in the travel industry, a single script can now handle payments across dozens of different hotel websites. This is real-world automation, and it's saving thousands of hours of manual work. So let's just end on this thought. With reliability this high and a pricing model that actually makes sense, that line between a software tool and a digital teammate is blurring faster than ever. It really forces all of us to ask a pretty profound question about the future of work. Is your next hire going to be human? Thanks so much for joining me.